Impact Wrestling is Rose Moose, and you're listening to the Irish Whip.
You're the only pro wrestler I know that wants to do the shit in the morning.
Yeti, you're a f***ing moron.
Put it this way, I think Sami Callihan might as well just change his name to Invader
I
1.
want to know why. Like, he can dodge any question. Like, I'll tell anyone that. You can tell me but I'm going to ask specific questions.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
WrestlingNewsSource.com. All the rest of you yahoos are out there dilly-dillying your little wankers. We're actually receiving real wrestling news.
This is
Brett screwed Brett.
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Brett screwed Brett.
Hold two! Arm bar!
Hey, get a nice shot of the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate your hat. I hate your t-shirts. I hate your wristbands. I hate your shoes. I hate your music. I hate the C Nation. I hate everything that you stand for.
Sodas rule.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, what's up, TIW Mafia? It's Josh. It's the Yeti. Thanks for taking time out of your day to listen to us. If you can, give us a like, give us a follow. Follow us on Twitter at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z. That's at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z. You can find us on all outlets as far as podcasts and media when they're available. Please give us a like. Please give us a rate. Enjoy the Impact audio, the fun interview that JP got to have with Moose, and a good time. Moose did quite a few of these today, and it was good that he got to sit down with JP, just kind of hang out, and talk some other things other than wrestling. So enjoy, sit back, have a good time. 30 minutes here of the presser, and then a little bit of about 15 interview with JP. So thanks again for listening to the Irish Whip. Support us as much as you possibly can. Spread the word and support every podcast you can, guys.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to this week's Impact Wrestling Press Pass podcast. This is Ross Forman. And before we welcome Josh Matthews in, Josh, I have a special surprise for you yet again. Let's see. Josh, are you there?
Yeah, well, what's your big... I have a surprise for you, too. What's your surprise?
All right, well, hold on. Let me go first.
Okay.
Alrighty, I have a special guest for you on the line.
Hey, Josh, it's Impact Wrestling's most junior official. Kid Ref official's in. How's it going, man? Ross, what are you doing?
I knew you wanted to talk to the referee, so I brought him on the phone for us this week.
Yeah, Uncle Ross told me that you're a big fan. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support over the last few months. Actually, you know what? Yesterday was my 1-year anniversary at Impact. I just want to say I'm so excited to be there. Thank you so much for having me, Josh. I really do credit so much my fandom to you.
Hey, listen. Hey, whoa, funny guy. You know that we're going to see each other in just a couple days, right?
Yeah, I know. And that's what I want to do.
Hey. Nope. Ross, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Ross, this is backfired completely, horribly. We got a show to talk about. We've got a main event to talk about. What is going on here?
Well, you want to say goodbye to the referee?
Nope. Hit the end button on the call there.
All right.
What's your shirt size?
Well, Kid Ref, we will see you in Las Vegas, and we will bring in Josh Matthews strictly by himself right now. Josh, the floor is all yours.
I gotta get my blood pressure down after what you just did, Ross. You and I will talk about that after this is over.
Can't wait.
So as we try to move on from that, hello everyone. Certainly excited to be here with all of you guys on this lovely Wednesday, the day before Impact. Tomorrow, I just got done, literally I've been talking for 6 straight hours. Just got done calling the BCW 25th anniversary show that'll air on GWN on November 16th, I believe, is when that premieres at 8 p.m. Great show, top to bottom. Literally just stepped out of my studio calling that. It was a lot of fun. It was some great memories, just a great show, and then quickly transitioned into doing some hang time episodes for you guys. So it's been a long day already, but we're pushing on and looking forward to tomorrow. We've got some great stuff happening tomorrow. Brian Cage is going to Ohio. The Machine Brian Cage and the real Brian Cage is going to Ohio. And then Eddie Edwards and Moose, they renewed their rivalry one-on-one tomorrow at final hour as the clock ticks towards final hour tomorrow. Eddie and Moose, it's going to be a great match. Eli Drake has asked for some time on Impact with Joseph Park as their lawsuit kicks up. So we'll see what Eli has to say. Jordan Grace, the newest knockout on the roster, she'll make her debut tomorrow night, which is pretty cool to add to the knockouts roster. That roster continues to grow and continues to flourish in the conclusion of 2018 into 19. What else do we have tomorrow? Of course, our main event, which I'll get to in a second. The Lucha Brothers will take on the OGs. Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix take on Hernandez and Homicide in a tag team match that I'm certainly looking forward to seeing as the tag team division continues to deepen in wrestling and Impact Wrestling too. It's going to be an exciting time for sure. So that's final hour tomorrow. It all gets started at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Wraps up at midnight. Who will be the world champion when the clock strikes midnight? Looking forward to finding out. Before we get to our guest this week, and what I'm sure is going to be a riveting debate. We also have VIP packages and tickets are still available for Las Vegas. Impact in Vegas, we get started Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Looking forward to those 3 days of tapings at Sam's Town Casino. You can go to samstownlv.com for all the ticketing information. If you want to join us in Vegas, you can go to impactwrestling.com for the VIP packages. And remember, if you're in Vegas, take a picture of those billboards. There's 10 of them throughout the city of Las Vegas. And if you take a picture of the billboard, the Impact Wrestling billboards, you're entered to win 2 tickets to each night of taping, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's pretty cool. Homecoming is our next pay-per-view on January 6th in Nashville, and it'll be the 6th and the 7th. We're already looking at our VIP packages for that, and VIP packages and what we can do over those 2 days in the new year. We announced yesterday that we'll be a part of Culture Clash in April, which will be Culture Clash will be another convention type thing. Well, there'll be many different companies competing over the 3 or 4 nights in April, big wrestling weekend, and we'll be a part of Culture Clash. Our show will be Thursday at 8 p.m., and tickets should be available very, very soon for Culture Clash over the big weekend in April, the biggest wrestling weekend of the year. So going backwards, that's April. We've got some one-night-onlys and Twitch specials in January, February, and March. And then November 30th and December 1st will be in Cali for Gold Rush, which will be November 30th at 11 p.m. Eastern, so 8 p.m. West Coast time. And then December 1st, we tape another one-night-only. So a lot going on. I hope that anyone that's documenting this, you either wrote quickly or you can obviously go to impactwrestling.com and get all the details on everything that we're doing. And then, of course, the main event tomorrow night, TikTok goes the clock towards Johnny Impact versus Killer Cross in what should be a thriller. And many people are speculating that, Johnny, you're going the way of what Drew Galloway did when he was here, and he was world champion, and Drew wanted to be that fighting champion and fight every night of the week, and ultimately that cost him. So many people are feeling that you might be wearing yourself a little thin. We open with you. What do you say to that?
Either you're a fighting champion or you're not a fighting champion. And got a lot of respect for Drew Galloway. Him and I have a lot of things in common and also a lot of things that aren't the same. So if what he wanted to do was be a fighting champion and it couldn't work out for him, that doesn't mean it's not going to work out for me. And I'm going to stand by what I said the night after I won the Impact World Championship. This business is what we make it. And to me, defending the Impact Championship on Impact and showing up every week is what a champion should do, and it's what I'm going to continue to do.
So with that being said, I think that's a very candid, great answer. You're facing kind of someone that you know, but to impact really, I mean, unless you're studying sort of an unknown in Killer Cross, and this dude's just been dangerous. He's been mowing down people. Cross, if you follow yourself on, obviously, if everyone follows you on social media, they can see how hard you train, how different you are. What's the title mean to you?
How would you like me to answer that, Josh?
However you'd like.
Let's talk about actually how John knows me. Let's talk about that, because it's funny. The very first time anybody ever even saw John and I on television, he pretended like he didn't. And it's really funny because the way I see it, as far as my biased perspective of things, in my opinion, John would not even be an Impact Wrestling right now if it wasn't for our history in Mexico, which I'm not supposed to talk about. You see, John was an attraction for Impact Wrestling because I was protecting him from an entire roster of people that wanted to lynch him in Mexico. He went to Impact with something very special. Well, I stayed in Mexico to rot. And every single thing that happened at Impact Wrestling, in my opinion, it's kind of John's fault. Because what nobody wants to mention is, I was kind of a referral from John. But when I got there, and I conducted myself in a manner, in my opinion, that should not be such of a shock to John, he pretended he didn't know me because he didn't want to be by proximity. So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, well, let me first of all go back to Mexico. I've gone on the record tons of times and said Killer Cross is one of the superstars of the future. I see the world in him. I still do. I saw it then. I see it now. I left Mexico and forced him to stay in Mexico to rot. Bro, do you not have autonomy? You could buy a plane ticket and fly home. You could. I like Tony Asada. You could just. It's not like I forced you to stay. And you're adults. You make your own decisions. I decided to leave to go to Impact because I achieved everything that I could achieve at AAA. And yes, we worked together, and I wanted to work with you back then because I saw the world in you, and I still do. Your viewpoint is a little jilted. The way that you see things is a little delusional, but that's beside the point. Your in-ring ability is why we work together in Mexico, and that's going to become a problem for both of us tomorrow night because it's going to be tested. And if anyone knows you in the ring, it's me. If anyone's ready for you in the ring and ready for the unpredictable crap that you're going to pull, it's me. You really think you're going to win, John? Well, I can give you two answers to that. First, the CLICHE champion answer. Killer Cross and Johnny Impact. We wrestled the true winners, the fans of the Impact Zone. But I think that's probably what people would expect. So I'll give you the honest answer. Do I really think I'm going to win? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to win. It doesn't really matter. You see, that's why I respect you. That's why I respect you, because you're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. But you know what? I'm used to you telling me the truth. Because you've always told me the truth. What I don't like is when you lie to everybody else. Because me, John, the way I've always seen you, you're Superman. You are above everybody else in this business. And I told you this before. You can do things that nobody else can do. But you walk around at Impact, and you walk around in public like Clark Kent. And it makes me sick to my stomach. I just want you to be the best version of yourself. But the way I see it, John, is I need to put your back up against the wall. Because your back was up against the wall in Mexico. That was the John I knew. And this John, I don't know who this guy is. This John is the Impact World Champion. And you don't get that without being the best version of yourself. But we'll find out. We'll find out which version you are in the final hour. I think I know the push. I mean, come at me, bro. Push. Like all the things you're talking about, all that fire, all that pissy vinegar, all the ambition. The biggest problem that you have is you create these weird narratives in a very scary and similar way to the leader of this country, creating fake news and ignoring facts and assuming that everything is the way that you think it is, the way that it fits into your delusional narrative. And in your delusional narrative, you're the best. You're the champion. You deserve everything. But the reality is, you don't. You don't deserve World Championship unless you can beat me tomorrow night. I will.
Well, guys, I think the stage is certainly set for a very interesting Impact tomorrow night. Johnny faces one of the most sadistic, studious wrestlers on the Impact roster. Killer Cross, you've got a shot at the gold. So with that, we will open it up for some media questions.
Q&A session has started. To ask your question, please press *6. If you'd like to ask a question, please press 1 to add yourself to the queue. Otherwise, press 2. Your request has been received.
Would expect anything less.
Hi, this is Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc. Thanks so much, guys, for taking the time today. I'll start with, I'm just going to ask Killer Cross. Obviously, you've been closely aligned with Austin Aries here in recent months. What did you think about the way he approached his match with John Morrison, the way he carried himself into it, or Johnny Impact? And also, if Austin Aries does come back, do you see yourself realigning with him?
Whatever Austin did in that match clearly wasn't enough. Okay? And that's not a knock against Austin. It wasn't enough. That's what it is. People win, people lose. Well, I mean, what are you going to say about it? He's not here. I have no idea where he is. We had a mission. We had a singular direction we were all supposed to be going in, and he could not stay the course. That's all there is to it. That was yesterday. Today's today. That's where I'm focused. If he comes back, we'll see what happens.
And real quick, just while I'm here, John, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up that tonight on Survivor, you make it to the merge. How did that feel for you to get to that point in the game?
The merge, first of all, let me just reiterate what Kevin said. Company policies about Austin Aries is we're supposed to say very little and keep our Austin Aries answers very short. As far as Survivor tonight, the merge is the combination of everybody in the game, but the most exciting thing about it is there's this huge merge feast where everyone gets to pretty much pig out and eat as much as you can in one sitting after starting for pretty much 3 weeks, eating 200, sometimes 300-400 calories a day of rice and those little fish that you can find in the ocean. So, for me, the most exciting part about the merge was all that food. It's a big benchmark in this game, too. It was cool to make it to merge.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much. Best luck tomorrow at Final Hour.
Wait, how do you think Killer Cross would do on Survivor?
I guess you get voted out at Tribal Council, but, I mean, there would be a better than average chance that Killer Cross could annihilate everyone else before the first Tribal Council, and then maybe end up being the sole survivor. It'd be a very short season, though. It might only be half of an episode. If they could stretch everyone out. Unless I was on the island, of course, and then it would end up being like a live-action version of the Running Man on an island. Kind of like that, I would make sure you go back from Denver. There's no way. Parkour, swimming, man, I would survive circles around you. Not the dark. You're lucky that the Final Hour is taking place inside of a wrestling ring, because if it was on an island in Fiji, oh man, you wouldn't, you'd know the first thing about catching a fish or lighting a fire, any of that stuff. I know how to burn things. I know how to put fire out. I know how to put fire out.
No, you're pissing me off right now, John.
You're not taking this seriously. Maybe I'm not taking this seriously.
Maybe we should go back to some wrestling as opposed to some Survivor talk.
Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com here. Both of you work with any number of talents on a weekly basis. I mean, Johnny, you on the Jericho Cruise worked with several Impact Wrestling stars against stars from another company as a part of Team Impact. If each one of you could pick who's maybe somebody that you work with outside of Impact that you'd like to see make their presence felt in Impact.
Go ahead, Cross. First Jericho. I'll reiterate those sentiments. I don't know if people remember one of the first times that Chris Jericho left Raw. The night that he left, he lost a match to John Morrison. And I wrestled Chris dozens of times over my career. He's not called the GOAT for no reason. He's one of the most talented in and out of the ring performers ever. But man, I'd throw in a lot of those guys from the elite. You know, who's an interesting person that doesn't frequently get talked about is the Hangman Adam Page. I was really impressed with what he did on the Jericho Cruise, and I feel like he's extremely underrated. I know he's got a lot of fans around the world, but as far as from me personally, the few times that I've seen Hangman in the ring, I've been impressed.
Would you want to see them as the Elite or as the Super Mario characters that you had to face on the cruise?
I mean, let's be honest a little bit. The Super Mario characters were fun, but that's kind of only fun once. Or once a year.
Thank you.
Hi, my question is for Johnny. Johnny, how do you feel being a pro wrestler helped you prepare for Survivor, and vice versa? How has Survivor helped you advance as a professional wrestler? And this is JP from the Irish Whip, exclusively on WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Good question, JP from the Irish Whip. Ultimately, Survivor, I believe, is a game of social politics. And as far as games of social politics, there's none, or not very many, that are more competitive in the world of professional wrestling. Because ultimately, everyone's competing to be the best brand ambassador, the best brand, the most entertaining, the best, so to speak, and the best in pro wrestling got a lot of very subjective answers. There's no one definitive thing, but the catch-all to explain how to be the best. If there was, everyone would be the best. With Survivor, it's a lot of politics and a lot of positivity, and sometimes being positive, I would say, when you're starving and freezing on an island, and also sometimes when you're looking for clean water in a smoke locker room backstage somewhere in Mexico City, or you're frustrated in a locker room of a TV show somewhere in New York, and maintaining that positive outlook is difficult. And I can go on and on about this specific topic for the entire press conference, but I'll just leave it at that one point. In my experience, the more positive you are with your interactions with other people, no matter what's bringing you down personally, the better everything is for the people that you're talking to, and ultimately for you. And that's one thing that I learned through pro wrestling.
Johnny, Killer Cross, thank you both very much. Following week with another Impact Wrestling Press Pass podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? JP from the Irish Whip, and I am here with Impact Wrestling stars, Moose. Moose, you all know he's been in the NFL. He's been all over pro wrestling the past couple of years. He had a huge match coming up this weekend with Eddie Edwards. Moose, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
All right, man. Listen, you play for my team, so I appreciate that. I'm up in Boston, Patriots. I'm a Belichick guy.
Finally, a guy on the phone that I like. The last 4
That's now. What was the transition like for you going from the NFL to pro wrestling?
It was easy. When you have a passion for something, that usually comes easy.
No,
because you put your focus onto it. So,
was pro wrestling, was that always kind of your long run plan?
Yes, ever since I was 10 years old.
Awesome. It's good to you get a lot of the crossover stars, and some of them are like yourself, very passionate about it, and it shows. Now you came into wrestling, and you got accepted huge right away. you had to appreciate that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was something I worked my butt off to do. So, I mean, when I came in and I had, success doing it, I know it's cliches, but hard work pays off. So.
Now, I told you.
Cliche saying, but it's very true.
I told you a second ago, I'm a Patriots guy, I'm a Belichick guy, I'm a Boston guy. You got a big match.
Oh, so you understand the cliches. That's all Bill Belichick says. All his interviews are all cliche, let's say, sayings.
Yes, very much so. Now, but being that, your match coming up this weekend is against someone I've known for a long time. And someone you've had a long history with Eddie Edwards. Well, for the final hour.
Oh, that was on yesterday, so it already happened.
Oh, okay. I was thinking sorry, I'll cut this out, but Ross said...
Oh, no, we have tapings here in Vegas.
Okay. So you got
maybe that, but final hour was last night, and it airs actually tonight in the UK.
Okay. So you got the Vegas thing coming up is huge. Like, just to have pro wrestling in what is the fight capital of the world. How do you prepare different for a big show like that?
You don't. It's your job. Wrestling in Vegas for me is just like wrestling in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's the same. I come in with the same attitude, with the same workout regimen, with the same focus. It's just a different city in my eyes.
Okay, so every match is the biggest match for you, basically. The biggest match is the next match, as they say. Now, now coming from football, and you just brought up the workout, your workout's the same from match to match. Was your workout the same from NFL to pro wrestling?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's same discipline.
Okay.
Doesn't change much.
Now, how do you feel? What's next for you in pro wrestling? What are you going to shoot for? One of the singles titles? I know you've been great. You've had a lot of success. So.
I'm not a big planner. I'm a spur of the moment guy. I'm a very spontaneous. So if I wake up tomorrow and decide, hey, I want to win the world title, then that's what I'm gonna do. But as of right now, I just ended Eddie last night, and I'm enjoying my little time off, sipping some champagne, smoking a cigar, and just enjoying life. And whatever I plan on doing tomorrow, I'll be successful doing it. If that's winning gold or trying to get a model's phone number or whatever that might be, that's what I'm going to decide to do at the moment.
Now, how are you with the fans right now? You had the fans behind you for a long time. Do you still feel the fans are with you? Or does it matter to you?
At this point, it doesn't matter if the fans like me, for me, cheer for me, praise me, curse me out. I really don't care what they do. Every time I step in the ring, my job is to entertain them. If they like it or if they don't, my job is to go out there and win. And that's what I do.
I could be way off, but I feel like that's kind of a change in your attitude. I feel like when you came in, you really did care about the fans being behind you. Am I off on that?
You are. In 2 years with Impact Wrestling, I only was a grand champion, which that's a title we don't even have anymore. So, and pretty much means I haven't accomplished anything because I've been with Impact, man. I saw that and I was like, maybe I do need to change the attitude. So
I don't think that's the truth.
I'm more successful in 3-4 months of being this new character than I was 2 years of what I used to be. So.
Okay, so maybe the change is what was needed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you feel? Like, I think Impact right now, this year, 2018, has done some of the best stuff they've done. How's it feel to be a part of that?
I'll agree with you with that. Yeah, it feels good. that shows, look at who we have running the company. I mean, we have, in my opinion, 3 full geniuses with Ed, Nolan, Scott, Andre, and Don. The product shows.
Yep. I think it's a matter of that, plus the talent. There's a lot, people don't realize there's a lot that go into pro wrestling. And it is, like you said, it's the masterminds behind it. It's the talent in the ring. And I think you yourself is among one of the best right now. And you could go, I think you could be as successful as you want to be, honestly. And
I will agree with you with that.
I think you show that your attitude comes off on that. Like you just said, you want to get that model phone number, you got that phone number. You want to win that, whatever belt you want is yours. For the most, there's some great talent in TNA right now. There's I think some of the publicity they got this year was the best that they've had. And I think 2019 is going to be another blow-up year for them. And I think that...
I agree with you with everything you just said.
There's guys like you that are just going to be at the forefront of that. Do you have any plans at all for 2019 to take over that company?
No plans. Like I told you, I'm a spur of the moment guy. I've always been, I always will. So, when 2019 comes, whatever I decide to do each day in 2019 is going to be successful, and that's just the mindset I have.
Now, how much do you follow the NFL now?
I play fantasy football, which my team sucks at it. It's horrible. I know I always say I'm a successful guy, whatever, but it's just stuff that you have no control over. I can control how a guy is going to play on Sunday, I guess I just suck at picking who I think is good at football.
I hear you.
I actually don't even watch it to know who's good. So,
my first pick this year was Le'Veon Bell, so I feel your pain.
Oh yeah, so that's like the worst pick in fantasy football history.
Right.
He hasn't played the first.
It didn't have to be though. Right. But now, how is fantasy football different from you than it is from me, being that you know some of these guys, you've played with some of these guys?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because each week as an individual is a new. Each week is a new season. You never know what's going to happen, how defenses are going to game plan for each guy. So you never know. For instance, if you saw my roster, you would think that I should be undefeated, but I've only won one game. So.
Hey, again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to Moose. Thanks for listening to JP. Again, tune in next week. We got a pretty big lineup coming up for the next 3 or 4 years, the way things are going right now. So, again, thanks to you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for keeping our numbers up. Thanks for the advertisers coming in. We could not do this without you and JP and I, as well as the rest of the group, more humble than we possibly ever could be. So, again, thank you, Impact. Thanks, Moose. Thanks, everybody, taking the time to listen to the podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, TIW Mafia.